Sunday, August 6th, 2023. You're listening to Weather with Enthusiasm. We have an unbelievable heat dome that's situated itself actually right along the Arctic coast. I believe this is the first time this summer that the Environmental Canada has actually issued an excessive heat warning for areas on the Arctic coast. Actually, the Arctic coast for real. If you look at the Storm Shield app, they will show you, we've had excessive heat warnings, which have gone right along the Arctic Circle, but this one's even north of that, headed towards 69 degrees north latitude. It's actually on the Arctic coast. Just unbelievable stuff as temperatures go from the mid-80s to the low 90s. We have places forecasted to go to 90 and 91 degrees tomorrow afternoon, right along the Arctic coast in Canada, and many locations mid and upper 80s. The Environmental Canada tells us that many spots in northern Alaska may be reaching a humidex of 33 degrees Celsius. That's in the low 90s Fahrenheit as temperatures go into the upper 80s to around 90 degrees. This includes places like North Slope, Alaska. That's very far up north. That happens to be one of the counties that is being affected by greenhouse gases, increased greenhouse gases up at North Slope, Alaska. I believe that's the most impacted city in the world, perhaps, or very close to it, at least in the Alaska area. And we have the portions of northern Canada again. The northern Canada is where the heat warning takes you all the way up to the Arctic coast. The heat does not extend all the way to the Arctic coast when you get to the the United States area in northern Alaska. It's just a little area in Canada where the heat is actually right along the Arctic coast. Just unbelievable stuff, because we're holding right now in the first week of August, and in past summers when we saw extreme heat like this, it was usually, first of all, a little bit further south, and also this heat tends to occur in July, sometimes even June, but the solar insolation is rapidly declining up there, so one would think the chances of this happening already in August is significantly less. But not only is it happening, but the heat has actually expanded going up north. Now, big changes are expected to take place towards the end of the 7-day forecast cycle, as computer models indicate high temperatures only in the 40s by the end of this 7-day cycle. But, that's definitely much colder than what we have now, with temperatures in the 80s and low 90s. We also have a severe weather outbreak taking place in the Midwest. We have portions of Illinois right now under a tornado warning, and lots of thunderstorms in that area. Will be moving into Indiana later on this evening. If they do reach Chicago, it would be well after midnight. I don't know if they are going to reach Chicago or not, but when you head off to the mid-Atlantic area, that's where there's going to be thunderstorms this evening. But tomorrow, that's when we have even a higher risk for severe weather. The word has it that we're at an enhanced risk for severe weather with a 45% chance for damaging winds up in the mid-Atlantic area, which includes Baltimore, Maryland, for tomorrow afternoon. I believe there's also thunderstorm line going all the way from the northeast to the southeast portions of the United States. That's for tomorrow. But really, the main highlight over here is that the excessive heat warning, the heat warnings issued by the Environmental Canada, I found it to be spectacular that it's right now right along the Arctic coast. You could just look at the Storm Shield app and you can see it for yourself. It's just unbelievable stuff. Thank you for listening. I wish everyone a wonderful week and stay safe.